Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the One Meal channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. I'm your host Nathan. This type of video isn't for everyone, but I can promise you that if you stick around long enough, we will make a massive pile of food that's probably enough to feed a family of 3, and it'll be all for myself because I only eat one meal a day, hence the name of the One Meal channel. So if you want to enjoy this video as much as I like making them, longtime viewers all agree that having this video on while you eat your own food or enjoying a beverage of your own is the best way to enjoy it. So anyway, go and grab yourself that and we'll get on with the rest of the video. Hello. So we've been changing it up the last couple of days. We did the pot roast a few days ago. I did the breakfast burrito, like a more traditional breakfast burrito, a massive one that was about 2 pounds, but regardless, a breakfast burrito. And we're going to go back to one of our staples, which is just basically chicken and rice, chicken egg fried rice. We need a little bit more calories in our meal in order to satiate us for the day. That breakfast burrito, although it was good, it was lower calories than what I need for my daily diet. So we're going to go back, chock ourselves full of carbs, put a cup of uncooked rice, cook it up, put it in there, and call it good. So we're going to go back to our pile. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in a burrito or not. I have another shift coming up for work in about 2 hours. So I might make an attempt to eat it all while I'm uploading this video before I head out, or I'll wrap it up in a burrito. So we will see. I get a couple of days off of work on Monday and Tuesday. Let me check the schedule. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. So that might be the perfect time for us to bring out this whole chicken and put it into the oven, bake it, and take it apart. I'm kind of looking forward to that, so I think that is what we will in fact do. But for the next couple of days, I think like I said, we need to get back to something easy and reliable for ourselves before we, inevitably take on some larger challenges. I saw somebody recommend that we'd have like some sort of chicken curry. I never really made a curry before. It's not something I'm really confident in, and frankly, food with a lot of spices don't sit well with me usually. But it's not completely out of the question. I'll look into it over the next few days. Don't expect to see a video on it anytime soon, but I do want to look at some other options and continue on this trend of doing different things, just so people can get a little bit more variety. Curry might be on the mix, might be in that mix. Personally, what's on my mind is cooking up a nice big steak. You've heard me talk about how I started out with carnivore a few years ago, and that is probably the best eating that I've ever had. Yeah, it is definitely the best eating that I've probably ever had in my life, and the type of eating that I felt the best doing as well. It's just also the most expensive. So I'm thinking, I don't think I've cooked up a steak for y'all since I started making videos. It might be nice just to put nice thick reverse seared steak together. And we'll see. I might not. With the new job coming up, it might be nice to just reward myself. I feel that I've earned at least that much. But again, I'm open to suggestions. I'm not going to be making chicken curry to celebrate the new job. That would be a disaster, simply because I don't know how to make it, and so I don't even know if it would turn out well. But I know how to make a steak. I'm pretty confident. I haven't made a steak in like over a year, but I'm pretty confident that if I made a steak, it would turn out just fine. So we will see. We got our chicken, we got our eggs, we got our rice. Notably, I have not made my usual plate of eggs on the side, so we're only going to go with 4 eggs today. I would have liked to have a few more eggs today, but I'm getting started a little bit later than I usually do. So just to ensure that I can make it to work all right and on time, we're going to skip that. We're returning to the coconut oil. No bacon grease this time. The coconut oil, I feel like I've given it a bad rap over the last couple of days. So let me be clear. I love cooking with this coconut oil. I basically get the same results that I get with any sort of other oils or the bacon grease that I use. The flavor that you get from bacon grease soaking the potatoes is really unmatched, but the actual cooking quality is just fine. I just have to remind myself that the coconut oil has a lower smoke point, and so it can burn a lot quicker. With that all cooked up, I don't know why I evened everything out here. Let's push this off to the side, and we'll add our chicken. Let that fry up. We're going to leave the lid off, so all that extra moisture that comes off of it can be evaporated. And you know what? I feel like I've just made a huge mistake with the order that I've cooked things in. But we will only make this mistake once. Again, this is not a channel where I'm recommending how other people cook. I'm not giving you guys any advice. This is more of a documentation of what I do for myself. And so those of you who have watched the channel for a long time, you know that I have made many mistakes. And this is certainly one of them right now. So don't put raw chicken in with your vegetables. Cook your chicken first and then put your vegetables on top of it. I might just play out this video just so we have something to upload today. I might actually completely redo my meal for the day because of that. We'll see. So forget that I made, pretend like you don't see this horrible mistake. and just trust that I got myself something else to eat after this video is over. This might be a good day for me to DoorDash some food. This is a horrible health code violation here. Any restaurant that did something like this would and like film themselves doing it and sent it out, I'm pretty sure they would be shut down. So ignore this mistake, and at the end of the day, I will I'll get something else for myself to eat. This is why I like consistency. This is why I don't like jumping between one meal to another, because then I go to, all reliable, like I'm talking about right now, and I just, I forget really simple, basic cooking structures. So it's just a couple of quirks of mine. Let's see. Well, let's get the rest of the meal prepared. We'll move on from this. Four eggs, can't have another one. I think roommate Noah just went grocery shopping here recently. I'm gonna have to do some grocery shopping of my own here soon. We're good on eggs, but today's my last potato. No more potatoes left. Close on being out of onions. Might get some more bacon as well. I think we're going to go back to the bacon end pieces. I got 2 pounds of bacon, and it's only going to last me I think when I'm done with it, it will last me like 4 or 5 days. So it's been about a week and a half since I got that bacon, but I've out of that 3 days that I've cooked with it, I think I'm almost out already. So I think we're gonna go back to the bacon end pieces. It's less expensive, and you just get more. You get it in a pack of like 3 pounds. And we just cut it up to put inside of our burritos anyway, so you know, what's the point of getting this nice, good-looking strip bacon if we're just going to cut it all up and put it in a burrito anyway. Add some soy sauce. Frankly, even though the soy sauce has plenty of salt in it, I'll add a little bit more salt on top of it because this is garlic flavored. We like a little bit of garlic with our food. Cooking with fresh cloves of garlic is always best, obviously. But wash your hands really thoroughly afterwards. It leaves a pretty pungent smell. Is it pungent or pungent? Are those different words? Is that the same word but pronounced differently or incorrectly? What is that? Pungent or pungent? Yeah, I really like that. Good. And then our 3 cups of cooked rice. These little Pyrex containers are great. They stopped making them because, actually this one looks fine. I have 5 of them, and the glass here cracks really easy. And I think they wanted to make, like to be competitive, they wanted to make containers that were completely spill-proof and had a really good seal on them. But what I've noticed is when you get that, it's really difficult to clean, and these are easy to clean because you can pull this out really. It's really easy to pull these pieces out. So I'll pull them out. You can clean any of like rice that gets stuck here in the corners. You can't buy these anymore. So Pyrex is great. Oh, there it is. There's a little crack in the corner. You can see it here in the bottom. So they made some new containers to be a little bit more competitive with what other containers on the market can do, and I'm sure those are just fine as well. But these I've had, I don't know, I've had these for probably 2 years now. I use them, you know, obviously every day now, but I probably use them on average like once a week, certainly every month, and they work just fine for me. But I wouldn't put something with a whole bunch of moisture in it and just kind of throw it haphazardly into my backpack or something, because they will have a little bit of spillage. So this looks good, right? If you didn't know that I put the vegetables in first, it wouldn't be a problem. But that soy sauce, along with the seasonings, adds some really good color to everything. And then we'll end with our onion. And I prefer for my onions not to be cooked really thoroughly, especially when they're small like this. I like them to have a little bit of a crunch to it. I mean, I'm a huge fan of just all of the things that are put into this meal. I mean, frankly, the rice is probably what I least enjoy. Just because I require it in order to get my calories for the day. But, you know, if I was going to do, like, let's say 2 meals a day instead of 1, I would probably take the rice out completely, and I would basically just keep my meal like this, and I would either have eggs on the side, or I would incorporate the eggs into this, and I would put this in a bowl, and I would just eat it as is. That way I'm getting a good amount of protein from the chicken, and then by the end of the day I'm basically double this. This would be 1 meal plus 4 eggs, and then I'd have this again as 1 meal, another 4 eggs. So I'd end up having 2 chicken breasts a day, 2 potatoes a day, 2 onions, and 8 eggs. That would probably, I'd have to do the math, that would probably put me at my 2,000 calories, which is all I need. And I wouldn't need to eat all the carbs. And you might ask, is like, well, what's keeping you from just doubling up on all of the portions? I can't eat that much food at one time. I've tried. I cannot eat that much food at one time. 2 potatoes is too much. 2 chicken breasts is too much. I mean, I've done it before, but not consistently. So I need to spread it across 2 meals. And from the way that I structure my day and the way my life is going to be, how busy it's going to be here in just the near future, it's just not really going to work. I might try it. It's also really difficult, that's another thing, it's just really difficult to cook that much food in one pan. Like this pan, for example, is not big enough to take that much food. Too much of a portion of food. So I have a bigger pan that I've used that did work for stuff like that. But it also, I was having a lot of issues with things sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I don't use it as much anymore. The best way that I've found to like meal prep for multiple days is in the crock pot. Don't get me wrong, the pot roast that we had like 2.5 pounds of potatoes, 2.5 pounds of chuck roast. We had plenty of food that was in there, but I was able to eat all of that in like 2 days because it was just, all I ate. One meal a day. And it was really good. But typically what I do when I have the opportunity to cook with a crock pot is I double the portion of whatever the recipe says. I don't care if it says it's for 6 people. Food for 6 people usually satisfies me for like a day or 2. So I try to double the recipe. Every time I make chicken and dumplings, for example, I try to double the recipe. So it's just all the way up to the top. I should make chicken and dumplings for you guys again. But since starting this channel, I've tried to not use the crock pot for meal prep. That way, I can just consistently make videos one day after the other. Because essentially what ends up happening is I make food in the crock pot, and then I eat half of it for the video, and then the next day, I got a sneeze coming up. Let me see if I can. Here's an interesting little trick. I'm going to stop myself in the middle of my story. Here's a little trick. If you sneeze and you feel it coming on, and it's not a good time to sneeze, like making a video, or maybe you're on a conference call, or just for whatever reason, you just definitely don't want to sneeze. I tell myself, I already sneezed. And every once in a while, it'll trick my brain into being like, oh yeah, you don't need to sneeze, you just sneezed a bit ago. So if I ever am in a position where I really can't sneeze, or it'd be really awkward if I sneezed, I'll tell myself, you already sneezed, you don't need to sneeze. So I'm curious if that works for any of you, or if you have your own strategies. But anyway, for the crock pot stuff, I'll just make enough to feed me for 2 days. I'll eat the crock pot food the day of the first video, and then I'll eat it again for the next day, and I'll just save the food that was in that video. And then I'll make like a smaller portion of food the video after that, and then sometimes I'll eat both. So that just allows us to be on a consistent schedule. I used to film ahead, where I would film a video and upload it like 2 or 3 days down the road, even when I was, because that's when I was making videos every single day. We weren't doing, 5 days on, 2 days off. For like the last month and a half, I've been making videos same day. And I like that format better. But I do think that with some of the travel that I'm going to have to do with work here in the near future, it's going to make sense for me to record ahead sometimes. So we'll see what we can do there. That's just really a long-winded way of saying that crock-pot meals continue to be a scheduling conflict and a scheduling challenge. Because they cover more meals than what the videos require. Yeah, so here's an idea. Since we're doing 5 days on, 2 days off, maybe it wouldn't be bad to make crock-pot meals to kind of send off the end of the week. And then I'll eat my crock-pot meals on my days off. That doesn't sound bad. Right, we have that whole chicken sitting in the freezer right now. Wouldn't be a bad idea to cook that chicken up one day and the next day use that chicken for like a chicken and dumplings. Because that's how my grandma always did it, is that she used like whole chicken in her meal. She would roast it, and then she would put it in the crock pot. And since the chicken was already cooked up, it just came together really quickly, because it was basically you just needed to cook the vegetables. And yeah, there would be bones in there, but it was mostly just from like the chicken leg and the wing, right? The chicken breast would get cut up into smaller pieces. So let me know what you think about that. That's what I'm leaning towards. If you're absolutely diametrically opposed to it, then I won't do it. But I think maybe ending the week with a crock-pot meal would be a good way to go. Because then I have 2 or 3 days worth of food that I can eat on my own, on my days off. I don't need to, I'm not going to be making food at home and not filming it, or being tempted to eat food out more. I think that is what I will do. So Tuesday, look forward to that. We'll try to make some chicken and dumplings here. I think that sounds good, because I need to go to the store anyway. Okay, let's see. What did I do? Did I put the spatula away already? I did. Okay, well, we're going to be a little wasteful, and we're going to grab a second spatula. So here we are. Here's our food. Nice. This is the ultimate comfort food for me. This is nice to see. Chicken and rice, potatoes and egg, onion, covered in sriracha. Soy sauce for good measure. And I'm so happy. These are Noah's bowls, by the way. This is the roommate's bowls. And I've never seen regular bowls this big before. I mean, they are just massive, massive bowls. He's had them since we've lived together for like the last 3-4 years, however long it's been. Yeah, he's had them forever. Yeah, I don't know if he didn't have these, if I would be encouraged to make the size meals that I did. So in the time that we have left, it's time for the most important part. And for you new people that stuck around, I commend you, because you didn't hear about the best part of this video until now, which is that we always weigh our food so we can see exactly how much we're eating every day, right? So most people count calories, right? We count pounds. So do your conversions if you live in a country that is normal and doesn't measure by cheeseburgers, 2 bald eagles. But this is, oh, I messed up. I don't want to weigh the bowl. I don't plan on eating the bowl. I should know the weight of the bowls by heart now, though. This is going to be a pretty big meal. It's going to be over 2.5 pounds. Well, just under 2.43 pounds, which is pretty incredible. And I know if I get 2.5 pounds, those are my calories for the day. So we're perfect. And with that, we're going to call it there. Thank you all for watching. Crock-pot meals once a week, question mark? New development on the Nathan Harrison One Meal channel. You saw it here, folks. Where you come for all your one meal news. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.